Have questions you want answered? Send them to me. AskBadBrad@gmail.com. Don't forget to follow, subscribe, leave comments. Forget about it. Hey, folks, I'm here with the pinky ring and the New York thing. Forget about it. Bad Brad Berkwitt. And this is an episode of Ask Bad Brad, where I take your questions on anything you want to send in to me, and I answer them. No matter where you're from, no matter what you ask, hey, I'm going to answer your questions. Now, I didn't put this out in my promo video, but let me put it out there now. When you send your questions in to AskBadBrad@gmail.com, don't forget to put your names. You don't have to put your full name, but if you do, I'll only say the first letter of your last name. But if you don't want to put your full name, that's fine. And put where you're from, because I like to acknowledge where you're from, because I like to show the diversity of the people writing into the show. Okay? Now, I have some questions today that I'm going to answer, but I'm going to remind you, follow me on Twitter @BadBradRSR. Again, it's @BadBradRSR. One more time, the email to send your questions into AskBadBrad is AskBadBrad. There you go. @gmail.com. All right? Now make sure you share this show, and let's go for it. First question. Bad Brad, I love that you're back doing your Ask Bad Brad show again. How have you been, buddy? I want to know straight out the gate, do you think Ron DeSantis is going to run for presidency in 2024? JS from Brooklyn, New York. Brooklyn in the house already. My old stomping grounds. You know, I love New York City. Well, Jay, first of all, I'm doing great. Thank you for asking. It's 5 degrees here today in cold Windiana, as we call it. But we're doing good, Val. And I thank you for asking. And the answer to your question is, drum roll, yes, I do. I think his ego would not allow him not to run. But the interesting part is, does he get legislation passed where he can stay as governor? Because right now I think the rules are he can't, but I'm not for sure on that. But yes is the answer that I think about Ron DeSantis running for president in 2024. And let's hope like hell he gets defeated, because believe it or not, even though I hate Donald Trump, I despise Ron DeSantis just as much, but he will be a worse president, because unlike Trump, DeSantis is a lawyer, and he's dirty as can be. Well, that's like Trump, but he's no dummy, okay? Do not think he's a moron. Like, he does stupid things, but he's not a stupid person. He's not a moron like Donald Trump. All right, Jay? Enjoy your weekend there in Brooklyn, man, and give my best to all the people in Brooklyn. I love that place. All right, next up. Bad Brad. First time writing into your show, and hope my question makes it. All questions make it. I'm a member of the LGBTQ community, and see you constantly are fighting for us as an ally. Do you get attacked for it by the MAGA cult or other religious nuts? Susan B. from Sarasota, Florida. Well, Susan B., hey, not Anthony, right? First of all, welcome. First time to writing into my show. Thank you for sending your question. And send some heat this way. And help me move. You know, my show is about moving humanity forward. We want to move the thermostat forward because it's freezing here, Susan. Yes, I am an ally, and that goes back to my father, who fought against Anita Bryant in the 70s. If you go to my Twitter page, which is @BadBradRSR, my pinned post is of my dad fighting Anita Bryant. Okay, so it's instilled in me to be an ally of the LGBTQ community. Now, do I get attacked? Believe it or not, I don't get attacked as much as I do by veterans for Trump. That drives them up a wall that I'm a veteran for Trump, and that I traitors and defecate under oath, the ones that attacked the Capitol on January 6th. So as far as getting attacked for taking up for the LGBTQ community, hardly ever. And I can't think of an incident off the top. I promise you this. If I see anybody that follows me, or I see anybody, period, attacking the LGBTQ community on Twitter, you best believe that I will be going after them personally. And my message to anybody in the community is this: if you get bullied, my DM is always open. You hit me up, I will personally handle it. All right, Susan, thank you for writing in. Hope you send some more questions. Next up, Bad Brad. Longtime follower of yours on Twitter and your show. I will be sending in many questions for you. Oh, great. Here is my first ever. How the hell did a New Yorker wind up in Northwest Indiana around all those Hicks and Trump supporters? I got to laugh at that. You've been listening to Debbie and I talk. Huh? Also, I love boxing, so I have to ask you a boxing question too. Do you think Floyd Mayweather Jr. is the best fighter of all time? Juan L. from Newark, New Jersey, another town, city that I absolutely love, Newark, New Jersey. In my heart, been there many times, love Newark. Going across the GWB into New Jersey. Okay, and I hope to be back there soon. Now, okay, let's do the boxing question first, because that's easy. Floyd Mayweather, no, is not the greatest fighter of all time. He's the best fighter of his generation, yes. Don't like him personally. I think he's a misogynistic pig, the way he treats women. And I don't like his antics outside of the ring. I don't. And I don't like his entourage and the way he acts. But in the ring, he's the best fighter of his generation. But all time, probably in the top 10, yes. But the greatest of all time goes to one person. And it's probably not who you think I'm going to say. I need to get effect for drum roll. Sugar Ray Robinson. Greatest fighter of all time. Now, the other question. How did a New York thing wind up in Northwest Indiana? Around a lot of Hicks and trumpets. But I got to be fair. There are some blue dots in Northwest Indiana. So I always got to give them a shout out. Because they're fighting back. I'm here because of my significant other got a job out here. So we came out this way because I'm retired. So I follow her wherever she goes and I do my thing and I protect her and look out for her because she's the love of my life. But yeah, that's how I wound up in Northwest. And the minute she leaves that job, I will be packing up and pulling up the truck with Santino and Bella, our two fur babies. Okay? So that's how I wound up here. Thanks for sending in your question. Last question of this show. Bad Brad, follow of yours from Twitter. I want to know, who do you think right now is the best in the business of political shows on TV? Thanks for taking my question. Kathy F. from Wappinger Falls, New York. Oh, Wappinger Falls. Used to go there in the summertime when I lived in Florida from 75 to 84. Used to go to the lake out there in Wappinger Falls. I liked that place. At least back then I liked that place. It's probably, I don't know what it's like today, but I enjoyed it back then. All right, well, I watch a lot of people, but I have to be straight up. Right now, my number one person that I DVR and never miss is, wait for it, The 11th Hour with Stephanie Ruhle. Why do I pick Stephanie Ruhle? Because not that I always agree with everything she says, which is fine, and I think she'd be cool with that too. I know she'd be cool with it. And she probably don't agree with everything I say. And that's fine, because that's healthy to be like that. I don't want to be a follower of anybody like that. And I don't want anybody to be a follower of me, everything I say you agree with, because then it's a cult. And watch my show on Scientology and you'll learn about the biggest cult. But Stephanie Ruhle, because compassion, she pushes back, okay? And she cares about the content that she covers, and most important to me, she does what I do on my show. She is moving humanity forward. So Stephanie, if you're seeing this, I've been asking you to come on my show. Look at that. You got somebody that asked me and it led to you. So we're playing 6 Degrees of Stephanie Ruhle. So you need to come on my show, Stephanie, and do a 360 conversation. I know that you'll thoroughly enjoy it and you will shine, because it will be all about you, like it is about every guest that I bring on. And it will have a emphasis on how you move humanity forward. So reach out. All you got to do is DM, have your producer reach out to me, whatever. But that question was from Kathy from Wappinger Falls. That's who I picked. Right now, Stephanie Ruhle. All right, folks. That is my first back from a long hiatus of AskBadBrad. So remember, one more time, send in your questions to AskBadBrad@gmail.com. Everything gets answered, everything. So don't be shy. And remember, folks, on that note, every act of kindness is a little love we leave behind. Bad Brad out.